Bones and All is the newest film that released in theaters by Luca Guadagnino. Now, this is a director that I should state up front. I have not seen any of his movies, and I've heard great things about all of his movies. And yes, my hair is a mess. I know, I know. Um, but I had not seen any of his films previous to this one, but I've heard he's a really good director, and I definitely should check out some of his movies. This one I was confused about. Okay, so I've mentioned this before on the channel. I work at a theater, and I saw the trailer for this one, and it looked like a straight up horror movie. It looked creepy. It looked horrific. You know, there was these lines like "You don't eat an eater," and you're seeing this girl eat somebody. Like, okay, I could get behind a horror movie about cannibalism. But then they build this standee at work that I look at every day, where you got Timothy Chalamet and this girl leaning together making a heart. So is this a romance where they're normalizing cannibalism? Before I knew who directed this movie, I was still like, what the shit is this movie? So once I got to actually go watch it in the theater, because it was out, I started hearing some good things, and I was like, all right, I'll go check this one out. And I think there's two things you should know about this movie. While this film does not normalize cannibalism, or like some people are like some people like me would watch the trailer and get the impression. Um, this film is really going to do two things to you. If you are okay with sympathizing with people who are cannibals, then you can watch this movie. If that's something that really bothers you and sickens you, even if it's not portrayed as necessarily a good thing, then don't bother watching this movie. This movie is not for everybody. That's okay. I don't think this film was trying to be for everybody. It's a hard pill to swallow. And even myself, after watching this film today, I'm not completely sure how I feel about this movie. Uh, I, I enjoyed all the performances here except for Timothy Chalamet. He was kind of giving a very bland, generic performance. And so when it gets to a lot of the romance between him and this girl, who are trying to set up a new life for each other after the traumas that they've endured, and they're both people with uh, tr- problematic past, trust issues, abandonment issues, things like that. I could really get that off of the main girl's performance. I forget her name. She did a great job. Him, I can't read that as well as I could read it off her. And it's weird because I usually like Timothy Chalamet and other things, but this one, I don't know why. Something about him just didn't get me, and it really threw me off to his character at several points in the movie when they're having heart to hearts. I couldn't get the emotion that they wanted me to get off of him. It was very weird. Um, so yeah, and I did like the slower burn and atmosphere this film builds. So in scenes that are meant to be more scary and tense, they were really able to build that intensity and that fear and that understanding of the situation. But this movie just, I don't know what to think about it. It really did a lot with me. And it was really just, I can't really wrap my hand around sympathizing with these cannibals. Um, I there were things that this movie was trying to say I didn't quite get, and it is going to make me want to possibly go back and rewatch this movie. But I don't know if I want to rewatch this movie because it was a movie that made me very sick and uncomfortable, and I get that was part of the intention, but who knows? But there are levels to this movie where I absolutely feel disgusted even just thinking about some of the visuals. So, so I don't know exactly what to give this movie. I'm just broadly talking about my thoughts here. If it sounds interesting to you and you like Luca Guadagnino's movies, I think you'll like it. It is a very weird and polarizing movie for me personally, but I can't say I didn't like aspects to this movie and appreciate the movie. So in a way, I'm glad I've seen it. Just don't know if me personally I'd ever watch it because how I felt watching it, not fully grasping what this film was about. And I mean like on a deeper level, not like on a plot level.